That song's so good.
It is great. I agree. Wow. Sorry, I just looking at this tweet by Scott Gustin about unrealized ideas to revamp DCA. That's some crazy stuff. Hey, everybody, welcome to Disney Park Talk. Nope, welcome to the morning show, the slightly later in the morning show today. Busy morning. Kyle Burbank over there, managing editor of Laughing Place. Hey, Kyle.
Hello.
My name is Newbie Mosley. I am the co-founder here at Laughing Place, and we are here to talk what's going on in the world of Disney with you, aka the Ahsoka Show. A lot of Ahsoka going on. First, some hellos. Hello, Gio. We'll get to that later. Hello, Rich. Hello, Nikki B, the monocle, and hello from Wyoming, or to Wyoming, from Stephen. So we're going to start today the way we start every day with a look at the money. So our investor extraordinaire, Kyle Burbank, will predict the price of the stock within 19 cents, Kyle. Within 19
wow,
cents.
19 cents. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to do it. I didn't even check to see which way the general market is going. I 85.30.
85.30. It is now 86.14. You are not even close.
No.
Kyle is a loser. But the stock is up. Still can't believe 86 means the stock is up, but it is. All right, next up, let's get our pal to tell us how it feels out there today.
Here's Ethan.
Hello, congratulations on making it halfway through the week, and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. 1 minute I'm in Central Park, then I'm down on Delancey Street. Said, from the Bowery to St. Mark's there's a syncopated beat. Right, I said, woo, 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 woo. I'm streetwise, I can improvise. I said, woo, 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 woo. I'm street smart, I've got New York City heart. Why should I worry? Why should I care? I may not have a dime, but I got street savoir faire. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will be sunny again today and reach a high of 85%. However, humidity will be high by SoCal standards, making for a real feel of 89. Walt Disney World will see a return to form today as it will be partly cloudy during the day with a chance of scattered storms between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. The high today is 92 but will feel 10 degrees warmer. Castaway Cay should stay dry today with a heat index right at the century mark. Disneyland Paris is sunny and in the upper 80s right now and will cool 10 degrees or so as the night comes to a close. A brief, scattered storm could impact Tokyo early tomorrow, but the rest of their day should be partly cloudy to sunny with an on-paper high of 90. Shanghai will be sunny tomorrow with a high of 92 that will surprisingly only feel like 99. Finally, Hong Kong is in for a stormy day tomorrow, although things should clear by the evening. When it does, it will be cloudy with temps in the mid-80s. That's it for another LP weather update. Stay tuned to Laughing Place all day today and every day for more fun. Bye for now.
1 minute, I'm in Central Park. Has everyone seen that movie? Like literally everyone?
No, not my wife.
Not your wife. Or the theme of Barely Necessities yesterday. All right, we're going to get started. Of course, the big news is yesterday. It is hot in the Midwest. Geo, 102. He's in Kansas City. I believe Rich Ostry saying in Chicago it's hotter than Disney World. Disney World's the best. The big news yesterday was Ahsoka premiered yesterday at 6 p.m. And thank you, Disney, for finally making a premiere that a lot of people can be awake for. Twitter was a buzz. It was trending. It was fun reading some of the social reaction. People are excited about this show. Hopefully this is the way all shows will now.
This is the way. I see what you did there.
That was on purpose. This is the way. All shows should premiere. And I have spoken about this. Remember when that was like the thing back in 2019? This is
not really, except for this.
But yeah, the social reaction was like really, really, really good. People are hyped over Ahsoka. I did watch it last night, but without my wife. And I really can't watch anything that requires following along without my wife because I'm just not smart enough to follow along. So
she didn't pre-screen it for you. She didn't give you like Cliff's notes, like predicting what you'd ask and be like, in this scene.
I should have done that. And every now and then Gideon would come out and go, I've seen it already. Go back.
And he didn't give you any pointers because I mean
he has no
seems
frame
above
of,
you on the.
oh, he clearly is, but he has no frame of reference. He doesn't, Rebecca watched Rebels and all that, and Gideon didn't. So anyway, Mike Celestino has done some in-depth recaps on both episodes. You can read those. They're full of spoilers. Don't go there if you don't want to be spoiled. He has a separate review. This should be off. I should not be doing a show with this one. But if you have seen the episodes and you need some help, like me, you can go read those for some in-depth looks at them, stuff you may have missed. He does a really good job with those every week, 2 for this week. And then, of course, tomorrow on Who's the Boss Pod, the return of Who's the Boss Live, he'll have Rebecca. They'll both be discussing those first 2 episodes. So that's why I watched it now instead of waiting for her to get home, because I want to be able to watch that show and have some idea of what's going on. So he's going to play the part of Rebecca. The best thing after watching is to watch Who's the Boss. Thank you. I do that because I don't understand anything I watch. Even other shows, I'll watch the show and then I'll go read an episode recap to see everything that I missed in the show.
So you're the type of people that help Laughing Place stay afloat, because those episode recaps, doesn't matter what show it is, always end up doing pretty well. And I read the show. Why do you need to read a recap? But
no, I do. I read recently that it's really kind of like it's a normal thing now to watch for a certain generation to watch shows with captions on. Mm-hmm. And I would love this similar study to see, is it a normal thing now to watch episode recaps for stuff you just saw? That's just the way it is now.
Sometimes captions, you'll notice they get things wrong, but other times they'll spoil things. And that's always funny. You're like, wait, what? And then later you're like, oh, okay. So they were right. They just spoiled the twist.
Which is sad. That is a sad thing that happened. I'm surprised that they do that. Right. So we're going to stay in Ahsoka for a bit. There are a lot of other things that happened yesterday related to Ahsoka, including a brand new featurette. This dropped really at the same time as the show, right?
Yeah, basically the exact time. And I'm like, why? The show is out. just go watch the show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's pretty short. We are going to watch it here.
On our show, the story goes in places you can't imagine, with new characters you've never seen in live action before.
Rosario brings people together. She's a perfect leader of the show.
In this story, Ahsoka hears whispers of the Empire returning, and she decides to enlist Hera's help.
We have to prepare for the worst.
Hera Syndulla is the leader of the Ghost Crew. She's a pilot. Hera is such an incredible leader and fighter.
Mary's just great. I mean, every scene she's in was just awesome.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
Oh my God, that is Sabine. Natasha's so perfect for the character.
Sabine's already a warrior and very proven, and she's Ahsoka's former apprentice.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
I love Sabine. She struggles with her emotions. She's impulsive. I think she's just relatable. She's got good intentions, but she doesn't always make the right decision.
I love the complexity of the characters in this. They're a bit unpredictable. They're all struggling with a set of circumstances, and they need each other.
Buckle up. This is so powerful. This is provocative, exciting, and fun. I can't wait for people to watch it.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
I think it's funny that it says new characters you've never seen before in live action. Like, those aren't new characters. They're old characters being brought into a new medium.
I'm always freaked out when I see an actor where I've just seen them do a bunch of stuff and then I hear them talk in real life and they're from another country. Yeah, Sabine does not sound like Natasha. Actually, did you watch it yesterday, Kyle?
No, I did not.
So, I did, as I said, no idea what's going on. But it was
I
fun to
watched
see all those
Disney
scenes again.
Trivia Live instead.
Somehow I was there too. I did both. You could have. But there was one scene in there that's, they showed a lot in that clip where she's riding a speeder bike or whatever. And it's very reminiscent. Are you familiar with the 2009 Star Trek reboot?
No.
Wow, you're
I thought you were going to say 1986's Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where he's riding on the Warner Brothers line. And Twisted Sister makes an appearance.
This is where our CCRs fall apart, because you haven't seen the Star Trek reboot, and I've never seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh,
I feel bad now because he passed away recently, but otherwise I never cared much.
you should see it. It's fun.
Is it for kids or adults or both?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is a little bit. It's not like very adult, but it's more adult than
Pee-wee's Big Movie.
Pee-wee's Playhouse is for children. Everything else basically is a little bit more adult to not much more adult, but some of them are more.
Is it one of those like playing on two level things, or it's just for?
I mean, I don't think. Like, I think Pee-wee's Big Adventure is like PG, so I think a kid could watch it, but I think it's just, I don't think there's any like really bad language. It might just be a couple like small things. And there's a scary part that's actually, I mean, it's probably not scary to kids today, but to me it was.
it was a big deal. Thank you, Gio, very much. And might I add that this shirt did not come out of my pocket, but is courtesy of Roosevelt's. So the Roosevelt's right there. And they were kind enough to send this to me, part of their Disney 100 collection. So thank you, Roosevelt's, and appreciate it very much. All right. There was a lot of Ahsoka merchandise that dropped yesterday. There's a lightsaber on Shop Disney that you can take a look at.
Yeah, so if you have to be a Disney Plus subscriber to get this special access, right? This is part of the special access?
Mm-hmm.
So if you cross that very high threshold, then you can, by spending that money, you now earn the right to spend more money and purchase these.
Oh, Kyle. You're lucky I can't find it. Hotkeys. If there were hotkeys, there'd be a lot more of them. Then also, Enso Rings has an Ahsoka collection.
I will say we ordered some of these last night after I saw them on the show. So we ordered a 2-pack of, we got that white Ahsoka one and then the stacker rings, and then we added an extra, so we could get to free shipping. That's the most important thing. Why you could spend $20 extra to save $5 by getting an extra ring. So so we'll have those soon and we'll show them off.
Yeah, and in the past, I believe you guys have shown off some Enso rings that they've been kind enough to.
Yep, they've sent us some in the past. This time we decided to pay for them so we can show that we actually do enjoy them.
Box Lunch releasing some Ahsoka merchandise.
Yep. And of course, I also saw, I laughed when I got an email that Hurt Universe had released some Ahsoka stuff. I was like, oh, really? I didn't see those worlds crossing over.
I mean, has she tweeted or Instagrammed about the show now that it's
probably, I would have to imagine so.
I'm so curious. Her Universe, started by Ashley Eckstein, who was the voice of Ahsoka in the animated show, but did not get the part for the film, even though she is an actress, but not a very well-known one. And there are perhaps other reasons she did not get the role in the TV show, but has certainly been very supportive. And I was just curious if she said anything about said show. So if anyone's out there that can find out, I'd really like to know if she said anything now that it's premiered. Let's see. Any other? I think that's pretty much it for the Ahsoka stuff so far. There'll be more.
So far. Yeah, every Tuesday at 6 now.
All right, so let's move on to something completely unrelated, and that is more Star Wars news. Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster has released a trailer. Gio, this seems right up your alley. Let us know what you know about this. It's coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. No release date yet, but they have released a new trailer, and we're going to watch that together too. Right now. Oh my goodness. All about the logo.
Like Duke Nukem.
The Emperor has approved your test demonstration, General Mock.
5 days ago, the Empire attacked one of our secret bases. Intelligence thinks that this may be an act of retaliation for the destruction of the Death Star.
So is GoldenEye? Or Doom? Or any of those other first-person shooters? That first few seconds reminded me of a great bit on Family Guy where he thinks that the production logos are like the beginning of the movie. So it's like, ooh, guys running from a plane. Oh, it's just a guy running from a plane.
Oh man, so this is obviously a classic first-person shooter that they're now capitalizing on. Were you a big like FPS fan? Were you like a Doom guy?
Oh, so when it said FPS, I was thinking frames per second and how few there were in that footage. But
can we get Star Wars? No, we have Star Wars at home.
The Star Wars we have at home is it's a meme, Doobie. I gotta explain to this. Is this a great segue to explain to you the other meme?
Or let's do that now, because I feel so out of it. So. Do we know? I feel like a mystery person tweeted this. We don't know who actually tweeted this.
I mean, I have it narrowed down to, well, it wasn't Mike Celestino unless he's playing a long con. I have it narrowed down to like 2 or 3 people. So yeah,
this was
tweeted this.
Tweeted by LP. Got a picture of Gaia from the Star Cruiser and the ex-CEO, Bob Chapek, and it said, intergalactic superstar Gaia has parted ways with her manager, Bob Chapek, Billboard reports. What the heck does this mean?
Okay. So does the name Scooter Braun mean anything to you?
Only in that I've heard of it. I don't know who it is.
Scooter Braun represented a ton of major pop stars, and then news recently broke that Demi Lovato split with him, amicably apparently. Reports say that Justin Bieber split with him, and that was like his biggest one. Like Justin Bieber is like the linchpin of this whole thing. And then also Ariana Grande, Adele Dazeem, all of these apparently have split with Scooter Braun in recent days. So my understanding is that this meme template is making fun of that, this mass departure from Scooter. And so I've seen some other ones. One of them was Cher splitting from Swifty LaRue and things like that.
That's a great one. I mean, this is good. I wish that was ours.
Well, credit to Mouse Info. Our friends at Mouse Info tweeted that.
That is a very good one. Wow. Geo now gets it too. Yeah. I'm on social media a lot.
Scooter Braun is also the guy who bought Taylor Swift's old recordings. I think he flipped them. I don't think he owns them anymore, but that's why she's re-recording all of her old albums, was because Scooter Braun was the one that bought the old ones.
That much I knew about. I just didn't know the name. There's so many segments through social media these days. You can be immersed in it. The problem is the algorithms are too good. They're only giving you what you want to see. And so you're not getting this random stuff that keeps you into the CCRs.
I think my Facebook is broken, and that's fine with me. I don't need to use Facebook except for work. So every time I go on and it shows me the same 3 posts that I've been seeing for a week, I'm like, okay, I'm done with you. That's fine. Thank you for weaning me off of this.
Oh, TikTok has no such problem.
Like I got Doobie in a suit for a solid 2 weeks now.
TikTok knows exactly what to show me that's going to make me swipe instead of close the app every single time, and it drives me crazy. I'll just watch one more. Okay.
When you go to visit Shanghai Disney, they'll be like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Eugene. We know exactly what you'd like to come see."
You always bring it back to China when we talk about TikTok, Kyle.
It's kind of the biggest thing, isn't it?
They have only the most benevolent of intentions. So good. This whoever's on social right now, later on, at some point when there's a lull, take a flyer on this one, put it on our Instagram, and that's a good idea. That's what the gram is for. Okay, let's back to Disney news. And that is the fact that Kim Irvine, well, I remember when she was a young Imagineer, and now she's like the legend. Kim Irvine is going to be doing The Mentors.
Okay, so.
The Mentors of Disneyland with the executive creative director of Walt Disney Imagineering, Kim Irvine. She's going to be at the Walt Disney Family Museum.
Is that a Guinness ears with the harp?
I don't know.
It's the Haunted Mansion, but they're Leota ears. But I just think when I see the harp, I think of the Guinness logo.
Now, why would she have Leota ears?
That's weird.
Let's see. She will be sharing fun and fascinating stories about her role and some of her legendary mentors like Willie Crump, John Hinch, and Marty Sklar, and the impact they have had on her career and creative style. It'll be on September 30th at 1 p.m. at the Family Museum up here where I live. Only $15 for members, $25 for adult non-members, $20 for seniors and students. 5 or under get to go free. Reservations are required. Go check that out. The Walt Disney Family Museum website. While you're there, see the museum, which every Disney fan should see at some point in their life. It's pretty cool. Kim Irvine, future Disney legend, I suspect. Future window on Main Street, without a doubt.
Or a window on the mansion. Or wouldn't it, tombstone in the graveyard?
Certainly, but I feel like you can get both. Like a lot of people have tombstones, but some of them still have windows. So definitely a tombstone. Let's see. Shawarma. What about these shawarmas in Paris, Kyle?
Yeah, so Disneyland Paris has announced a new menu for its Super Diner. This is at Avengers Campus in Walt Disney Studios Park. When it first opened, when it opened with Avengers theming, because this restaurant existed before the land and then got kind of engulfed in it. It had sandwiches, like Reuben was the big thing that they had, was a New York Reuben, which is appropriate theming. But now they're going to serve shawarma, also appropriate theming. So that's available now. Hopefully they updated their website because it was a little bit conflicted yesterday when I saw it. You click the menu link, it took you to the shawarma, but if you look below, it listed like the other stuff, the sandwiches. So it's available. They'll still have different flavors of ice cream. They'll have the Choco, whatever they are, that they have at the other Avengers campus in Disneyland. And sounds good.
Yeah. So they have both a meaty version and a plant-based version for €11. And this is the worst food picture I've ever seen actually come from Disney.
Well, you should check out other DLP ones then, because this is pretty standard for them. Yeah, maybe there might be some European rule where they need to make the food look like it's actually going to look. So that's what you get. I have no idea if that's actually a rule. It just seems like I wouldn't put it past the EU to have something like that.
Looking at our archive and see what's new. We have an interesting featured image on one of our articles, so if someone can maybe take a look at our archives. Chris Fowler signed a new multi-year agreement with ESPN. Disney 100 Just Play celebrates the Disney Milestones collectible plush dioramas. These are actually kind of cool. Have you seen these, Kyle?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we just posted this morning. So these are some plush diorama that look really cool in my opinion. I like dioramas in general. They always make it cool.
Another reason you should watch Community.
Are you serious?
They do a whole bit where they're making dioramas like every week.
So these seem to all go for $49.99, available exclusively at Amazon. Of course, we invite you to purchase through our link, where we will get a small, what's the word, commission?
Commission. Yeah, you did it.
Commission. A small commission, particularly small coming from Amazon, but we'll take what we can get here. The laughing place. Help support the site.
That is our tagline.
We'll take what we can get. Including this lovely shirt, courtesy of Roosevelt's. Thank you very much, Roosevelt's. Got 3 from you guys. I'll happily take any more you guys want.
Do you want to talk about some Universal real quick?
Yeah, do it.
We got some news from Universal Studios Florida. That is where the Death Eaters will be returning, and they'll be apparently appearing in Diagon Alley for the first time this Halloween season, which for them doesn't start until September. I know it's a little weird, a little late, slow on the game there. But the Death Eaters will be coming on select nights starting in September, going through November, I believe. So that's pretty cool for Harry Potter fans. Are you Diagon or Hogsmeade fan?
I prefer to hang out in Diagon by a long way, but Hogsmeade has the better attraction. Well, no, I shouldn't say that because Diagon has Hagrid's, but I haven't done that yet. No, that's the other part.
You have it reversed.
So Hogsmeade
Gringotts
definitely has better attractions. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't done Hagrid's, which I know is everyone's favorite now, but I prefer Gringotts to the one that makes people sick. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that one's too scary. I don't like it. I like Gringotts. I can handle that. The queue though, the queue for both is great, but the queue for Journey is really cool.
They're both pretty spectacular. Journey has a better queue, I guess, overall, but the bank scene in Gringotts is crazy cool.
Yeah.
I've only done Forbidden Journey. Oh, both. I did both for the first time on my last trip. Yay, surgery. And I really liked both, but Gringotts, I can see why people are a little disappointed. Forbidden Journey was just so different from anything I've done. I really, really liked it. Really can't wait to do Hagrid's. Wanted to do it last trip and just didn't get a chance, so I'm excited. That one everyone says. No, I know some people don't. It doesn't agree with them. I had no issues with Journey. I don't get motion. I don't get sick. Period. I'm impervious. I'm unbreakable.
I'm not gonna make the reference again.
I am unbreakable. So we're gonna stick around. It's almost
start calling you Doobie Schmidt.
It's almost the top of the hour. There's always news that drops at the top of the hour, so we'll hang around through that. We've only got one this day in Disney history, so let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, quickly.
On this day in Disney history, a Disney Channel original movie dropped. Technically, the first to be called a Disney Channel original movie. Before this, they were
Under Wraps
premiere films. No, so maybe this is wrong, but it starred Diane Keaton. 1997. Any guesses?
I don't know. Diane Keaton appeared in movies that weren't directed by Woody Allen. So
fate brought her to a small town, but it will take a miracle to keep her there.
I don't know, but I'm going to need Benji to explain this discrepancy to me.
It is Northern Lights, not to be confused with Northern Exposure, which is totally different. Ike Mack with the additional info. He's waiting. Benji has something to say. Come on in. Let me get rid of the face cover. Man, what would I give from that?
Disney Channel original movie was Under Wraps in 1997. What is this film?
This is Northern Lights.
What year?
1997.
Yeah, that's not right.
So
that was the last. It was the last.
So you know what's funny? Some sources, I'm looking through Wikipedia. Some sources identify Northern Lights as the first DCOM, though Northern Lights was not included in Disney Channel's 100 original movie celebration that aired in 2016, and Disney considers Under Wraps to be the first. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying for some reason there is some debate.
This was probably actually the first, and they realized that Under Wraps was probably more in line with what their brand was going to be.
Because they had all sorts of like movies. They had Disney Channel premieres. I had movies before Under Wraps.
No.
But it was like
they're saying this was billed. This is saying this was billed as a DCOM, and then Disney decided, no, we don't want you to be one. We want something better. So I think
you gotta find like an ad, like a Disney Northern Lights ad. Like
this is worthy of a further investigative report. Is it 10 o'clock yet? Have we reached the time? We have some breaking news, and that is the fact that Tiana's Palace is coming to Disneyland. So, along with that, some members of the media yesterday got a chance to preview the food and sample some of the food of Tiana's Palace. They also got the chance to, they weren't actually at the location, but they did get to hear about the decor, see kind of a preview of the decor, some pictures that haven't seen before. But the focus was the food. And they did get to try a lot of it. Rebecca was there for LP, and she is going to be joining us. We're just waiting for her to join us and talk about it live. and she'll be here in just a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to see if the article is published so we can talk about it a little bit.
Any second
it's
now.
there. It is there.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a link to that article in the chat. Please click it. Check it out. It's quite long, quite detailed in terms of the food and some detail in terms of the decor. And some quotes from the people who did the presentation. I read it this morning. Really interesting. A lot to learn from that. Let's check out what's there. So, like I said, this actually took place at the Disneyland Hotel. So this isn't actual. These aren't. She wasn't there, but there were some photos of the location, and then we kind of did some recreation stuff. So you can see some of the pictures here. This is a mural that's going to feature Evangeline, or it does when we get there, feature Evangeline and Raymond. This I really like, a watery lily light fixture. From some of the sketches from Princess and the Frog. And I see Rebecca's coming to the green room and wait for her to give me the thumbs up, and she will be able to join us herself and talk about this, which would be nice because she was the one that was there. So, all right, she is here. Let's do this, and let's bring on my wife, Rebecca Mosley. How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm doing okay. Are you guys able to hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine, and thankfully you can hear us this time, so we are good. So,
hey, check it out. Look.
Where are you?
Garden walk.
Are you alone?
Okay.
No.
All right, so tell us what you got to do yesterday.
Yesterday, I had the opportunity to sample some of the amazing dishes that are coming to Tiana's Palace at New Orleans Square. It was a delightful event. We got to learn a little bit about the collaborative effort that is bringing these authentic style New Orleans dishes to what used to be the French market.
So I'm going to real quick just show some of your pictures aside from the food, and we'll get to the food in a moment. These look like the costumes that they're going to be having.
Yes, as you can tell, the area is obviously going to be heavily inspired by the art design of the Princess and the Frog film, which itself, as Doobie has learned, took a great deal of effort to be authentic to the New Orleans area. So that familiar water lily is going to be featured on the costuming. A lot of the art, a lot of the fixtures within the location are going to continue to carry that motif that we saw in the Princess and the Frog film. So the thing that's really stunning to me is what they're doing to the skylight. We were not in the venue itself, so they shared with us a few of the images, which you're seeing here. And I'm eager for people to be inside, because this moment right here, that she says that that starlight, Tim Irvine, legendary Imagineer in my eyes, also talked about how the starlight is going to be showcased on the floor, as well as if it's just kind of coming through down to your feet. And yeah, no, I was blown away by the colors in these pictures, and I can't wait, I suspect, for our Mike Celestino to set foot and share what it looks like inside when it opens. And I want to say, you guys tell me the dates, because I don't have it in my head, but I know I wrote it down in the article.
I believe it's September 7th or 8th.
Yeah, 7th is my recollection.
Okay, yeah, September 7th. All right, so I'm going to go through some of the food. I know you got to sample a lot, not all. Tell us about some of the food here. This looks like a big beignet.
Yeah, one of the things that they're bringing with this transformation is a display element where they're going to have in formation, right? These beignets. You're going to be able to see them made right in front of your eyes. A nice little, kind of that kinetic energy, that invitation to have dessert first. They're going to open with a lemon-filled version. It was perfect. It was kind of, imagine the delightfulness of that tart and sweet that you get with a key lime pie. That's what you get with this dessert, which is a reflection of a Southern favorite, the icebox lemon pie. Like I say, it's a Southern take on that key lime kind of dynamic, but with lemon instead. For me, this brought back a lot of memories, because in my family, lemon desserts were one way that you found to kind of cool off during those hot and steamy summer months there in the South. So yeah, this like, and then what they're hoping to do is it'll change seasonally. So while it will open with this Icebox Lemon homage, you can expect other kind of seasonal fillings to happen over the course of the year. So they want you to come back again and again for these beignets.
I suspect
How
people.
long until they add the boozy beignets? Since alcohol is expanding to other parts of Disneyland, it seems like maybe they'd take a page from, is it Scat Cat Lounge at Walt Disney World?
Yeah. I think that's where you found them. I do know that this location is not going to feature alcohol. That was a question asked during the event, and alcohol is not being added to the menu with this opening. And then the other aspect is, for those of you concerned that perhaps this will displace the Mickey beignets, fear not. Mickey beignets will still be available, as will the mint julep bar. That's not going away either. That will remain with its non-alcoholic fluorescent green beverage.
with this beverage that in no way resembles an actual mint julep. And then they showed this lily pad and lotus cup that they said are going to be available for purchase separately, right?
Correct. This is a ceramic offering. It's a lily pad with the water lily cup there you can purchase it along with your beignet. I had the impression that this frog character may have a name within the film, but I wasn't able to find it, or perhaps it's meant to represent a specific frog. None of the information I had pointed directly to a character name, so I just called it a frog.
So other than beignets, I think the quintessential food people think of in New Orleans is gumbo. I believe they have represented gumbo here as well, right?
Yeah, and the nice thing about what they've done here with the gumbo is that they have a couple of different styles of gumbo, because gumbo is heavily influenced by that roux that's at the base of a gumbo, and so you can have I would define it as a one that's more of kind of within that Cajun realm, and others that are more within the Creole realm. And you're going to have both of those New Orleans flavors available, whether you're going for the 7 greens gumbo or their house gumbo. They're going to have a bit of a different base to them, and so therefore a little bit of a different palette within them. Both sound amazing. I only tried the 7 greens gumbo due to the base having of the house gumbo being with pork elements that I don't eat. The 7 greens gumbo is actually inspired by a dish that Doobie probably learned a little bit about when he went to Dookie Chase. They're known for their special gumbo that comes out that Holy Thursday, which is that Thursday before Easter. And this is Disney's kind of take on that, inspired by that. And as you look in the article, you'll see that it's actually been designed to be a plant-based offering. I would not let that put you off. I know some people sometimes see plant-based and kind of shy away. This was amazing. I would not have guessed that it didn't have something of a more meaty nature to it, because there's an earthiness and a richness within the gumbo itself that made it tremendously tasty. It has 7 greens. If you look in the article, you'll see I have 6. They mentioned 6. I'm guessing the 7th is a turnip green, but I'm gonna have to reach out to them to be sure I know what that seventh green is itself. But we've got watercress, we've got parsley, there's some spinach in there, and then in addition to those greens, then you're gonna add some roasted sweet potatoes, some roasted yams, and my favorite, roasted okra. I'm a big fan of okra. I can't believe I'm going to be able to have some okra at Disneyland. So yeah, this was something we got to taste, and everybody at my table was really impressed with the flavors of this dish. The house gumbo, it has a heat to it that seemed to take people by surprise. Not that they thought it was too spicy, not that it was too spicy for their palate. It's just typically at theme parks we don't see levels of spice to that extent. And so they were like, wow, this is, kind of hitting that note. So I think a lot of the media that I was at this event with are interested to see kind of how it plays with that theme going public once it's available to all.
And I did want to mention the gumbo with the meat includes chicken and then andouille sausage that's actually sourced from New Orleans, which is kind of a theme here, going for full authenticity. Another thing you got to try is the slow cooked beef po' boy.
Oh, okay. This was my favorite of the day. This bread was so soft, so perfect, and it's actually being brought in from New Orleans to ensure that it has that authentic po' boy texture. And so in a way, over at Bodine, right, you're getting that sourdough from San Francisco. The po' boy is going to be authentic to New Orleans and have that nice and fluffiness that you can only get apparently because of whatever's going on with that New Orleans water, right? We've learned that with the pizza down there in Florida, right, there's like this one well that reflects the same mineral content as the artisanal wells do there in Italy, so you can get your Napolini pizza. So yeah, so similar happened here. That slow roast, that slow baked barbecue was so tender, well balanced with a little bit of crisp from the lettuce. The mayo kind of cuts into the richness of that beef beautifully. But my favorite addition is that the house-made pickles on the side. It reflects that bread and butter pickle style. So you've got a little bit of sugar with the 2 vinegars that they're brining the pickles in, the cucumbers in for these pickles. Super awesome. The red beans and rice. The red beans are with a ham hock base. So once again, pork product. So I didn't sample it, but it was popular at with my table mates. And it did also. It was one of those where it's like, ooh, this has a little bit of heat. So you're going to get to enjoy the spiciness of New Orleans with this new menu.
And I think you got to try one more item, a Southern favorite, buttermilk cornbread.
Yes, this is a little bit sweet, so it was nice. I grew up in a home where cornbread was never sweet, but I know most people do have a sweet cornbread. So you don't need butter for this. If you added a honey butter to it, I think it'd just be too much. I liked it just the way it was, nice and moist, almost more like cornbread muffin to me because of the sweetness. But I did really enjoy it. Another aspect that's special to this location is that with the kids menus, rather than kind of going with the let's just give them chicken tenders route, they are taking menu items and kind of offering a twist that may be more suitable for that younger palate. So they have this amazing roasted chicken with a tremendous spice blend and barbecue, and they're kind of simplifying that and offering it as a drumstick instead of the muffletta sandwich. They're giving kids the ham and like a toasted ham and cheese, and then one of the side items for the adult menu is a baked macaroni and cheese. Very home style, nice and thick. You can cut it into squares based upon that baking, and then that little square will be a side for the chicken or the main entree for a kids meal. So one of the things that they just kept over and over again with each dish, the team members who were on stage would share kind of elements of their own family life that were kind of inspiring these dishes, because they really leaned into the experiences of cast who had roots in the New Orleans area, and to bring that authenticity. But as you know, especially you, Juby, and from my own family experiences, each family has their own way of doing things, and so to try and bring a home style, recipe can be, Aunt Lula's macaroni and cheese was going to be really different than your sister Carolyn's macaroni and cheese, but yet, there was a specialness to both. So
Absolutely. So it must have been fun in those discussions with all these different viewpoints coming together and trying to see what's going to work from each and such. A couple more items. These I don't think you got to try, but I'm going to show them anyway. The Gulf shrimp and grits. Yes. Grits, of course, being a staple in the South. So you got to have that.
And that's another one of those sourced from the area, and that was offered to the table at large. But I don't do the shellfish, so I skipped out on it. But it was available for sampling, so I'm sure you're going to see others' opinions on that out there.
Hudson? The sandwich? What's the pronunciation? What's the pronunciation of that? Muffaletta.
Muffaletta. This is kind of typically an Italian dish, so you're looking at that the cultural diversity of New Orleans with the inclusion of this item.
One I know will be a favorite of yours, the Joffrey's blend.
Okay, when you took that trip to New Orleans to learn more about the development of Tiana's Bayou,
A can of Café du Monde.
Chicory coffee, and that is what this is. However, chicory coffee, that is some strong stuff, and this blend from Joffrey's is bringing you that chicory flavor, but not full form. So you're getting a nice hint of the chicory, and then they're bringing in this this New Orleans sourced sugarcane syrup. And as you remember, Tiana, she transformed the sugar mill, so they're bringing that aspect of the story into this beverage. Okay, I totally fell in love with this. It's a little bit more milk than I would tend to have, but most of my peers really like a little bit of coffee with their milk. I would, if I could, I'd be like, could you dial down the milk just a little bit? Because I don't need quite as much sweet, quite as much syrup, quite as much milk with my coffee, but the flavors on this, mine was totally gone. There was not a drop left in my beverage cup. And you can purchase an adorable glowing firefly cube. So Ray the firefly, he's going to be a glow cube, cycles through various colors. I didn't realize that at first. I thought some people got red ones, some people got blue ones, some people got green ones. But after playing with mine for a little bit, I realized, hey, this cycles around. I have all of them in my own little cube.
Cool. And I think anything else you wanted to mention about the event or the food or anything?
No, I don't think anything specifically is coming to mind with it. Like I say, mostly I just really appreciated learning more about the cast collaborative efforts to bring this menu to life. Although I am jealous, it sounds like most of these dishes experienced 13 or 14 different variations as they went through the process, which means these people got to sample an awful lot of fantastic New Orleans style cuisine. So I'm a bit jealous of their experimental designs on it. But overall, I am eager to see how the location is met by guests, because while French Market in New Orleans Square has featured kind of foods with a New Orleans flair, I feel like this is really kind of fully embracing those incredibly rich spice palette, spices and flavors. And I'm interested to see how the theme park public goes. I know Disneyland has always been a place where you didn't go necessarily for that hamburger and fries, right? Plaza Inn, known for its chicken and Cobb salads. Back when I was going, that kind of Big Thunder Barbecue was a big pull for my family. So we would, go to the Disneyland park, not necessarily for the burgers and the fries, right? So I'm excited between this and San Francisco's transformation. I am very interested to see kind of what ends up staying on the menu as the public embraces it, and what items do we see tweaked, and in what ways do we see this menu kind of take shape once it's in the hands of the public.
Becca, can I ask you something? I was reading, Brady McDonald from the Orange County Register, I think, was there with you guys.
Yeah.
And he just posted an article, 4 things to eat and 2 to skip. So I want your take. So the 4 things to eat: the beef po' boy, the beignets, the house gumbo, and the shrimp of French.
Okay.
2 to skip: the 7 greens gumbo and the chicory cold brew coffee.
No, see, that is a West Coast boy. I think I'm gonna guess that he is West Coast. Because I'm sorry, but those both were just items that seriously brought me back to family gatherings. I had family in the New Orleans area until Katrina. Now they're about an hour and a half north. My grandmother's sister and all of her kids lived within a block of each other in Chalmette before Katrina. And yeah, I gotta say, I did enjoy the greens and the chicory coffee. I'm telling you, I wish I could go pick it up right now. I was thinking about that. I'm on my way to California Adventure, and I'm like, man, I wish I could get me some chicory coffee. If I was at Disney World, I could go get it. Oh, I'm guessing it's the same blend that they're using over there at French Quarter, because I know they have a Joffrey's chicory over at French Quarter. So I'm kind of like, yeah. But I have some at home because Juby picked me up some traditional chicory. So I'm just going to throw some of I'm going to make my own blend. I'm going to throw a little bit of that on top of my Joffrey's Jamaican Me Crazy that I have waiting for me when I get back home.
This cold brew coffee had a great bitter smell and a touch of sweetness from the Louisiana cane sugar. Blending the cream floating in the dark coffee smoothed out some of the bitterness and pushed the signature chicory bite to the end of the sip.
Yeah, okay, it's chicory. Exactly. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's chicory. I love chicory.
I feel like it's like when, you know, like I didn't love the movie. Like I didn't love Friday the 13th, but I hate horror films. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like this lemonade was great, except that lemon is just a bit tart. It's like, come on, it's lemon. It's supposed to have. You need this to it.
What he could have written is, "Wow, this coffee wasn't intended for me." So,
no, it's all good. It's all good. Everybody's gonna have that's one of the things. That's one of the realities. Like I say, of all these people coming together to design this menu, is clearly you can tell. I got the impression there must have been some rather vigorous debates over it, because I mean, even just the hot sauce when you're, you know, in a Southern home. There's debates over whether you go with the Tabasco or you go with the Crystal. You know, with Tabasco being a very vinegar-based versus the Crystal. There's like a difference, even though they're both bring the heat. They bring the heat in a different way. And, you know, I bet in the same way you got a Coke or a Pepsi house, you probably have a Crystal or a Tabasco house. And some of those realities are going to be seen. Like, I like my coleslaw where it doesn't like run in, where the dressing isn't running into everything else. I want to put the coleslaw on my plate, and I don't want everything else to be impacted by the fact I chose coleslaw. And that's how this coleslaw is prepared. And whereas other people, I'm sure, love it when they drop that coleslaw and then all that coleslaw juice just starts running everywhere and gets all over the, you know, that.
No one actually loves that. Oh, please tell me you're not gone. I have one more question for you.
She's just giving us a reprieve from that.
All right. Looks like we may have lost Rebecca, and that's okay. She definitely finished she may be back.
I'm back for a bit.
All right. One more question. We're done with Tiana's Palace. Great job covering that. On our morning show, we've had Mike Celestino give his big thumbs up to Ahsoka. We've had Benji give his tepid thumbs down. We have not heard from you, big Star Wars fan. You're going to be with Mike tomorrow, recapping those first 2 episodes. What did you think of the opening of Ahsoka?
I give it a 3/4 of the way thumbs up. Like, I enjoyed it, but I'm interested to see what the pace is like after these initial 2 episodes before I totally am completely embracing.
Did you take notes so you can explain it to your husband?
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, I haven't had to do. Did you finish it, honey?
I did that for you.
I did finish it, and in the words of Lost, we're going to need to watch that again. For that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's the I think I've said it before. That's my biggest surprise. Is just I feel like how much it takes for granted that you already know going in. Not that you can't just jump into it, but I feel like part of the layering of the storytelling is really enhanced by having a connection to characters from Rebels like Ezra, Sabine, Hera, even Chopper.
I really like the cast. I really like the cast, especially, and I don't know why she really connected, but especially the one that looks like Gamora. That was my favorite.
See, okay.
Learn how to pronounce it.
This is that is my least favorite of the casting. And I know that's a unpopular. I've had the impression that's an unpopular opinion. So I'm interested in kind of debating that and discussing that further with Mike.
Really interesting. Well, I'm interested in watching that tomorrow, both for the debate and discussion and the education, so I know what I saw. But I enjoyed what I saw, despite my confusion. Thanks so much, for taking time out today. I know you're having a good time with your best friend today, so appreciate you taking a few.
Yeah, I'm not making it into the park in order to be able to try for a Rogers virtual queue. So you guys owe me big.
Slack me. I'll take care of you.
Bye. Bye for now.
That was Rebecca Mosley, my wife and co-founder of Laughing Place, giving us the lowdown on Tiana's Palace, which is really exciting. Yes.
And also making it clear why people don't go to Garden Walk.
Place though, whatever was going on behind her was cool, despite the audio. And Ahsoka, as she closed with, that was the big story today, as we talked about. Benji, so you're here. 6 o'clock drop was great. Twitter was abuzz with Ahsoka. It was so cool. Please tell me we will never, ever, ever again get an episode of a big show dropping at midnight on the West Coast.
I hope so. I mean, I think I don't know that any of us, they're going to obviously look at the data to see how it impacts and everything, but I think it's frustrating. Like, it's such a no-brainer that you just have to wonder why, like, they didn't do this 3 years ago.
The only thing I can think of, which seems unfathomable, is they were worried that they would have tech issues, and that just seems unfathomable.
Yeah, I mean, but I hate to cry over spilled milk. I mean, I'm just glad that if this is
here
fixed,
it's here, and it worked. I was checking out social yesterday, and Ahsoka was trending, and there was tons of comments about it. And the best part, people loved it. People love Ahsoka.
The best part was the biggest shocking thing about Ahsoka was we had the app open a few minutes before, and I didn't have to like close out the app and reopen it at 6.
Like,
yeah.
So
well, I mean, you go back to the show and it would be there. Like,
oh, okay. I wish there was a way you could press play and it would just start right at 6. That way, everyone could get automatically in sync.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they do that for like obviously Dancing with the Stars. I think maybe
it'll come
steps here, but I think that would be a great addition where we could all just kind of get in. I think that the challenge though is now people, even if they start at the same time based on what plan they have, will still get out of sync. So it's maybe not as.
Oh, commercials! I forget about those things. That's annoying. Oh, we do. Yay. So breaking news when it gets this into the article, but the full menu for Tiana's Palace is now available on the Disneyland app and website. So that means they have prices, right?
They do have prices, yes. This literally just updated. I checked while we were talking and it wasn't there, and I refreshed right now and it was there. So
cool. All right, we'll talk about how to handle that.
So yeah, I think that the coffee she was speaking of was $6, which is actually quite in line with what you'd pay at Starbucks. $5.50.
$5.50. Those glow cubes are $5.69, limit of 10 per person. So you can buy a bunch, but don't be starting a whole store on there. It's cool to see these prices. You can get does it really cost $4.59 to get a Coke at Disney?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sorry. Right, this is how often I buy this stuff. Water.
I will say it was $3 when I started working there 20 years ago. So,
For some reason, paying that for the bottle seems okay, but when you're just getting a Coke on the side of the $17 meal you're buying, that hurts more for some reason. There you see the house gumbo and the 7 greens gumbo are both $17. The half chicken is $20. That looked like a lot of food, though. Say the word for that sandwich, Kyle.
Muffaletta.
Muffaletta is $15. The beef po' boy $16, and the shrimp and grits are $17.50. Do they have on the menu at least? Looking for sides. I'm curious if you can get that mac and cheese as just a side. I
think you can, because it doesn't mention anything about sides for the entrees. I don't know if that's just because this is the new online thing, but she made it sound like it was going to be. There's the kids' meal, the baked mac and cheese.
Right.
But yeah, she made it sound like there was going to be the side dish. So they don't always list all of the sides on these online things, but they do in like Winnie Mobile order. So hopefully that gets updated.
And we'll have mobile ordering, and in the seasonal offerings, you can buy the. Oh, good, we have a price for that. So as we saw, they had the Lily Pad and Lotus Cup. They're sold as a set, and it is $35. No discounts apply. Limit 2 per person.
It's interesting on this one. They actually put the dessert, the beignets, like for. I mean, probably because they're beignets, but
they make a point of dessert first. I think Rebecca said in the article that as you go through, it's going to have the beignets as the first thing, and dessert first was a thing yesterday. So it's kind of cool that they made
sense because it's probably something you want and you're gonna get it at first, and then you're still gonna get the food. But then if you get the food, you see that half chicken, you're gonna be like, oh no, I'm not gonna need.
And it's cool that they made the menu do it too. I like that. Not sure what she's showing me. She's trying to get her virtual queue for Rogers Musical, and apparently the app says the virtual queue is not currently in use.
Yeah, they didn't have them yesterday, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a tech issue or just a demand issue. But
yeah, so cool. Nice to see we got all of that. That's pretty much got all the deets now on Tiana's Palace. Very exciting. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, you guys. Either one of you guys have something else to say before we close this out?
Stay tuned to Laughing Place as always. I think we're doing a walk and talk later, so we'll discuss that in a minute. But so stay tuned. We'll be at Disneyland for all the fun.
I mean, because Ahsoka is debuting today again.
Yes, Ahsoka, the character, is debuting in Galaxy's Edge. We've seen her at Launch Bay. Sorry, the media, but she makes her public debut today at Galaxy's Edge. So Mike Celestino would be at the park, and we're really hoping to get to see her. That's very exciting.
Ring the bell and select all notifications so you know whenever we go live.
Till next time, bye-bye.